Are you like the hundreds, maybe even thousands of people who are worried about how they're going to pay their bills tomorrow? Their mortgage is coming due and they don't know how they can afford that mortgage? Thinking of downsizing your mortgage and not your house? Wondering how far your dollar can go someplace else outside the GTA? Considering seriously looking at the Niagara region? Well, you are in luck, because in today's video, I'm going to take you on an inside tour of a home here in the Niagara region, specifically in Welland. I'm going to show you this beautiful open concept 3-bedroom semi-detached home, and you will be surprised at what they're asking for this house. Stick around to the very end and I will share with you what the price of this house is, and of course today's local gem, that hot spot that I like to call a local gem that all the locals know about, and that's one of their favorite places to go to. You're not going to want to miss that or the price of this house. I'm here in Welland, and we are in a great location right behind the Seaway Mall. Great for shopping. All the local restaurants along the Niagara Street are right here close by within walking distance. Places like the Empty Bellies or Chuck's Roadhouse, Boston Pizza, and some other local favorites. I know the weather isn't that great today, sorry, but if you're not from Canada or Ontario and you're thinking of making a move to the Niagara region, this is something that you're going to have to contend with. However, what I'm going to say is here in the Niagara region, this is not your regular heavy snowfall. We get the least amount of snow here in the Niagara region than most of the rest of Ontario. But today, there is some snow. But this area is a really highly sought after area, a quiet neighborhood. This house is right here. Beautiful house. So let's go inside, take a look, and show you around what this house is worth. So let's go on inside and take a look at this house. And as we're going inside, I really want you to stop and think, if you've seen any houses in the GTA, what this house compares to. There, right off here to the right, as soon as you walk into the house, is one of the 2 main floor bedrooms. The current owner has this as a sitting room. Nice big bay window overlooking the front of the house. Beautiful French doors. Of course, if you're going to use this as a bedroom, I'd probably take the French doors off. Over here too is the single car garage. And before we go to the basement, we'll come into the heart of the house. Open concept kitchen, dining room, and living room. Dining room, living room with the complete gas fireplace, and this bonus room right here, right off the, is a 3-season sunroom that overlooks the backyard. Do remember, this is a townhouse, so you shouldn't expect a large backyard, but it is a lot bigger than the postage stamp backyards you're going to get in the GTA or any of the major cities here in Ontario or around the world. I remember some of the yards that we had when we were living in Mexico City. That yard there would be like acreage, a farm, compared to some of the backyards or lack thereof we had in Mexico City. Or even in Barrie here in Ontario, living in a townhouse. The backyard in Barrie was the size of that sunroom. So that's a fair size backyard for a townhouse in Ontario. But there's more to this house as we come into the primary bedroom area, actually. Large, spacious, bright master bedroom, complete with a walk-in closet, and right across the hallway is the main floor bathroom. 4-piece bathroom. And one of the nice things about this area here is this pocket door. So you can close off this door and make it into a primary suite, not just a primary bedroom. Or when you have guests over, you can open the door and give them access to your bathroom if you want to, while closing off your bedroom door, because who wants their guests to be able to look into their master bedroom, right? Before we head on downstairs, let's take a little detour here to the, just off the kitchen is the main floor laundry room. Washer, dryer, cupboard and sink. And then downstairs to the partially finished basement. It's a large basement with half of it unfinished. This part here would be a great family room, games room. We'll go back there to the rest of the basement right after we check out the bedroom here in the basement. Again, nice size basement bedroom, nice big windows, walk-in closet, and right across the hallway is the second bathroom, 3-piece bathroom, shower, no tub, but everything else that you need. We will finish off our tour in the unfinished area of the basement. Huge area for more creativity, the forced air gas heat and water heater. And I don't think I mentioned that this house comes also with a alarm system. So that sums up the tour of this house here in Welland. Let's go on upstairs and we will sit down in the dining room and share the details of this house. So there we have today's home here in Welland. This beautiful semi-detached bungalow with 3 bedrooms, 2 on the main floor, 1 in the basement. About 1,100 square feet of living space on the main floor, does not include the partially finished basement. 2 full bathrooms, again, 1 on the main floor, 1 on the basement. Beautiful open concept here in the main area of the house with your kitchen. Beautiful island here to prepare your food. Great, a lot of counter space. Also great space so that you can be talking and entertaining with your friends and family while you are cooking in the kitchen. The 3-season sunroom is a bonus room in this house. So what do you think a house like this would be worth? Here in the Niagara region or in Toronto? In Toronto, what do you think? $850, $950, depending where in Toronto, maybe even $1 million. So the lot size here is 35 by 155. And yeah, so you might anywhere between 800 to $1 million, or maybe even a bit more, depending where in Toronto. Here in Niagara region, specifically in Welland, would you believe me if I told you the price here they're asking for? You know what? I'm gonna have a little bit of fun. I'm gonna hold off by telling you what they're asking for in this house until we're sitting down at today's local gem. So if you wanna find out what this house is selling for today, grab yourself that coffee, tea, or favorite beverage and meet me over at today's local gem. Come on, let's go. Up to now, most of our local gems have been cafes and restaurants, eating places, and those places are important and a lot of people are looking for those local gems. I'm going to start expanding the local gem to include things other than just food joints. We get questions all the time from people just like you moving into the Niagara region, where to get good contractors, where is a good nursery, daycare, or electronics store. What are those local gem stores that people who live here go to get their wares and needs for around the house? You're moving into the Niagara region, we get questions like that all the time. So that's going to be our local gems from now on. We are going to continue to include restaurants and cafes, but we're going to expand them like today's local gem right here that I'm at right now, at Thomas TV. Thomas TV is in Welland on Thorold Road, right close to the busy Niagara Street, popular street of Niagara. Thomas TV has been here in Welland at this specific location for like forever, for as long as I can remember, over 60 years. They're in their 2nd or 3rd generation. So you know they know their stuff. You know they're taking great care of their clients and their customers. So if you're moving into the Niagara region, you're looking for a new TV, a home entertainment center, or anything electronic, you've got to come here and check out Thomas TV. They'll take great care of you, and their prices are very competitive even with the big box stores. You know they have to be if they've been around for 60 years. I bought my very first stereo here when I was a teenager. Turntable, cassette player, radio, the whole bit. Speakers back when I was a teenager. So this is today's local gem, Thomas TV. But before we say goodbye and end today's video, I've got to share with you the price of the house that we just saw here in Welland. That beautiful 3-bedroom, semi-detached bungalow with 2 complete bathrooms, open concept here in the city of Welland. Would you believe me if I told you that that is an asking price under $700,000? How about $629,900? That's the asking price of that house here in Welland, in the Niagara region. That is a little bit below the average listing price of homes here in Welland, which is about $675,000, but a little bit higher than the actual selling price, the average selling price of homes here in Welland, which is $595,000. That's right. The average sold homes here in the Niagara region, in Welland specifically, is $595,000. So that's what you can get for your dollar here in Welland. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found that house interesting. And if it's something that you're interested in, or any house here in Welland or Niagara region, please do not hesitate to reach out, to give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email. Ellen and I promise to make this transition smooth and stress-free. And if you find yourself living here, you've got to come here to Thomas TV to check out what they have for any TV, stereo system, home communication, or even get your internet set up so that it's working smooth and perfect throughout the house. If you enjoyed today's video, again, really appreciate it if you hit that like button, subscribe, turn on your notifications so that you will never miss anything happening here in the Niagara region. And having said all that, thank you so much for checking us out, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.